John Locke is probably the most well-known of the philosophers of our period. And most people associate his name with the American Revolution. Well, first of all, he was from England, so it's kind of odd that his name is associated with the American Revolution, but it's not, his citizenship that was the issue or where he resided, but rather it was his views on political philosophy. In fact, his view was the philosophical basis for the American Revolution. He wrote a book called Two Treatises of Government, and he was talking about rights. And he was talking about the rights of liberty, the rights of property, or let me go back, life, liberty, and property, which turned in our Constitution to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. As a result of slavery, they didn't want to talk about property. And the other very famous name from British philosophy that comes up in this context is Thomas Hobbes, because John Locke's well known for his theory that governments are based on a social contract. Well, the philosopher who preceded him that started from the same standpoint was Thomas Hobbes, who wrote a book called The Leviathan, which dealt with other issues in philosophy, but really the Leviathan was the government. And they got to the social contract, or Hobbes got to the point where the social contract, or a social contract, is what justified the government, because he started with his experimental state of nature. That is, if people didn't have a government to control things, they'd be in a state of nature which he describes as the war of each against all. So both Hobbes and Locke are well known, and in high school you probably studied them in American history. And this is really where they're most well known, but actually both of them had things to say about the problems that we've been talking about so far, the problems of epistemology, metaphysics.